1. We've got Liftoff, Chi-Town, Inglewood, Cali. The rest of the world, we got Liftoff. Please like, share, subscribe. We live, we in the building.
Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Non-profit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use.
Fair use, y'all. Like, share, subscribe. It is the time for the Black community to disavow the N-word.
Entering upon this course of instruction, each of you should, so far as possible, lay aside for the time being all previous theories and beliefs. By so doing, you will be saved the trouble of trying
All the way through the show
to put, quote, new wine into old wineskins, end quote. Luke chapter 5, verse 37. If there's anything as we proceed which you don't understand or agree with, just let it lie passively in your mind until you have enjoyed the entire show. For many statements that would at first arouse antagonism and discussion will be cleared and easily accepted a little farther on. After the show is over, if you wish to return to your old beliefs and ways of living, you are at perfect liberty to do so. But for the time being, be willing to become as a little child, for said the Master in spiritual things, quote, except ye become as little children, ye shall in no wise enter into the kingdom of heaven, end quote. Matthew chapter 18, verse 3. If at times there seems to be repetition, please remember, the Self Love Show is a lesson, not a lecture.
Absolutely. Lessons. Oh, my bad. It's been a while. This one goes out to all those black queens, Earths, Bedrock, Cornerstone, Planet Earth, all of our portals, to the original Eve, to my mama dude and my ancestors, my lovely wife, Tasia, my big sister, Wendy, Genesis. We feel y'all. We're not y'all enemies. Y'all ain't ours. We know who is. Step by step, we're gonna get there together. It's gonna take some time for you to ponder this. Why I wondered many times, should I slip my wrist? Why I did some crimes I'd like to recompense. Why I did some dimes I wish I could circumvent. Smoked so many dimes sometimes couldn't make rent. Big ups, half block RNA establishment. Why my old man went ghost although he had a mint. Why Tory Wordsmith say some things just wasn't meant. I guess Gene sometimes 9 just had to vent. Evil things even Stephen King get bent. One blunt's too much, 1 million ain't heaven sent. Take one at a time after you repent. Then watch your light shine on your accomplishments. It might take some time, I might admit. take some time, I might admit. Yeah. Southside representative. That'll do it. It ain't perfect, but what is? We live, y'all. We unpacking the big M word. You're fortunate enough to have an earth in your life. Wrap your arms around it. Yeah. Half block.
And even in this instance, if I could be of service to a 9-year-old girl or a 19-year-old woman or girl who wants to be a woman, is to really remember that self-love is the best way that you can receive love from anybody else, because it's coming from you. A lot of times we forget that. We look externally for this love. We look externally for this feeling of validation and adoration and approval, and it has to come from within.
Yes. Please like, share, subscribe. We'll start in 2 minutes. It'll start in 2 minutes.
This is your last chance. After this, there is no turning back. You take the blue pill, the story ends. You wake up in your bed and believe whatever you want. You take the red pill, you stay in Wonderland. And I show you how deep the rabbit hole goes. Remember, all I'm offering is the truth, nothing more.
Truth. Free Kanye. Free Kanye, my lord. Free Kanye. Free Kanye, my lord. Free Kanye.
It's a kid from Chicago.
Yes, sir. Down, but
I'm just a kid from Chicago.
never out. Chi-Town kids in the building. Self love.
I'm just a
Vision.
kid from Chicago. Trying to make a way in the game of life.
Absolutely.
Just a kid from Chicago.
I'm just a kid from the Easy.
It's the wall, all the brother ever tried to
Yes, sir.
fall. Just a
Big
kid
ups,
from
big ups,
Chicago.
big ups.
Trying to make a change.
Yeah, YouTube did a 1-2 on us. I'm not going to waste any energy on it. Welcome to Chi-Town's very own The Self Love Show, where we got 2 mottos. Motto number 1, it's on earth as it is in heaven. Bing! All praise be to the Most High, the ancestors, and my beloved Mama Sky. Rest up. Motto number 2 is as above, so below. Right now, we can only be found, Malcolm exclusively, right here on this YouTube channel. This ain't that network. And as we say, in this acronym age, TATN. TATN. Yes, sir. This your co-host 9 Millie, also known as one of the selves. What down, what down, what down? Repeat after he. I am greater than my excuse. I am greater than my excuse. I am greater than my excuse. Today is Hump Day, November 9, my number, 2022. It's about 8:16 p.m. at the Heezy, and we live. And you cats can be any place in this magnanimous universe. But thankfully, we all Scooter chose, big up Scooter, to be here together. Here together. What down, brother Wordsmith? What you manifesting today, sir?
Love. You know me, love, man. I'm manifesting love. What you manifesting?
Yeah, ditto, bro. Pure, magnificent, magnanimous, unfettered, unfiltered. Some say tough. Others say harsh. Many say harsh. But I can guarantee you, good brother, is love all the same, man.
No doubt.
I'm just a kid from Chicago. What's been going on in your neck of the Chi, man, these last, 3 weeks now?
Shoot. Well, we had elections yesterday. So, had to get out there and get to the poll.
Some people say the elections are rigged, but go ahead, bro.
Yeah, well. I didn't like many of the options. That's for certain. And I think I voted no for every judge.
Yeah, so you went out there, rocked the vote. I had a mail ballot, but filled it out, dropped it off at the ballot thing outside. But yeah, the judges were interesting, bro. And it's funny you said that because I'm willing to admit right here that I think I did the same, man, except for maybe two. I think I voted no for all of them. There was a former public defender in there, and there was somebody, I don't know, his name was like Jebediah Winston. It was something I thought could have been African American. Kind of went with that. I got to do better on my research on that, but yeah, most of them were coming out of the state and former state's attorneys and stuff. I'm like, this is a racket.
Yeah, crazy, man. Craziness.
Funny you mentioned judge. Coach sent me about 4 hours worth of text about the judges he was going over and picking and his metric and how he went about it. It's you can only imagine. But yeah, well, good job, man, doing your civic duty, man. You know what I mean? You have to vote. You're black. And if you don't vote, you ain't black.
You don't have to vote.
It's your civic duty out there.
Yeah, I mean, it's getting long in the tooth these days, though. And it's making me not want to do it because it's no one to vote for. I wrote in, Tory Wordsmith on a bunch of stuff as well, things that it was write-inable. So I don't like either choice.
I wrote in reparations now in many places. Yeah.
I also wrote in no confidence. I gave a vote for no confidence.
Yeah.
A few of those too.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. I'm independent, people.
Yes.
I went there and did my independent thing. My sister's probably listening. She's like, you gotta vote. You gotta vote this way and that way. It's the end of the world. It's the end of the world. If you don't vote, it's the end of the world. You know what I mean? If you don't vote a certain way, it's the end of the world.
Yeah,
somehow that gets ratcheted up every voting cycle.
Yes, one of them takes us completely for granted, and the other one just doesn't care enough to, do much or say much.
And that description, you could have been describing either of those parties.
Absolutely.
Yeah. If it is a party, guess who's doing all the work? The African Americans out there. But let's jump on. Let's jump on this. what to expect today. We got the Self Love Show quote of the day. We got our more growth and development video. That's our platform. It's less than 1 minute, I promise. Sink your subconscious into it. You know what I mean? And then, of course, we got Tattoo Tyranny, and we'll run a short video. Self Love and I will unpack, and we'll ask the chat to vote if it's tyrannical or not, or tyrannical, I should say. We got our Dome teaser over here on the Self Love Show here at TATN. We believe that your mind is a muscle. Therefore, you need to exercise said muscle. And so we do that with dome teasers or riddles. Today's topic: is it time for the Black community to disavow the N-word? And it has a partial topic, and who should be using it, if anyone. You know, we have to watch our titles around here. We live in a sensitive, these are sensitive times. These are sensitive times. All right. And then we got next week's sneak peek and my favorite personal part of the whole shebang. And that's where this brother to my right summarizes everything in a metaphysical bit of prose, right off the rip, right off the dome. And it's genius, if I do say so myself.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, but you know what? You got any announcements, Self Love? Any announcements out there?
We miss Uriel's birthday, November 4th.
Wow.
Came 13.
Wow. Happy belated, Uriel. Wow. You know, we missed a whole lot. Oh, the whole world was going in shambles. And I'm like, oh, they knew what they were doing.
Yeah, we need to keep TNT, TATN.
Yeah. And others like them quiet for the next couple of weeks while we do a 1-2 on Kanye. See what I did with their name? Mm-hmm. They're like a little couple out there. Kanye. Yeah. Free Kanye. It's just my opinion, YouTube. Free Kanye. All right. Yeah. Black people, you got to stop being so emotional, too.
Yeah, and siding with our open enemy.
Right. Exactly. When they find always find a way to say that our richest are crazy, so we're going to take all their money. Yeah. Not saying this is or is not the case. I'm just saying, you know what I mean? They can put together money to defend these white supremacists, alleged, in court, then, well, we can at least know when to take a big cup of what, if you don't agree with.
Shut the F up.
Yeah. I mean,
full cup, sip slow, too. Sip slow.
Yeah. I mean, seriously. Announcements. Happy birthday. Uriel. That's how old is the boy?
He's 13.
Oh, he's a man now, according to the Hebrew scriptures. Starting to bar mitzvah. I'm not saying, you're Hebrew or your seed is Hebrew. We're not saying anything of that nature. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we wouldn't want to say that because, we just back from.
I'm just saying, we're not saying that. I'm just saying, according to, I think if I'm correct, that's when they start their journey to manhood.
Yes.
Yeah.
Facts. That is facts.
Yeah. All right. I had no announcements. We don't want to belabor the point. Things happen around here, and that's what it is. Just know that if Self Love and I could have posted, we would have posted. If the show that comes tomorrow, Mouthpiece included, could have posted, we would have posted. All right. We're the hardest working shows in the universe right now. Huh? So
that's right.
And you guys like, share, subscribe. If we got any N-words out there, if you consider yourself an N-word or your loved one's N-word, if you're, N-word, I mean, we're going to discuss that. Self-love, we're going to agree not to use the actual word, even though it's all over YouTube. It's all over the internet. It's in every single rap song I've ever heard in my life. You know what I mean? We're going to agree. It's the two N-words as we may or may not be, to not utter the actual word. All right, for the sake of public forum. It's just bizarre. I mean, this is really bizarre. But if we have anyone out there, you don't have to be an N-word to chime in. You don't have to consider yourself an N-word. I'm not saying that all, this race is N-words and that and the other. I'm just saying, chime. The Self-Love typed in the chat. This is interactive. What up, Stacey Dude? What up, fool?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so we want to hear from you. But enough of my yappity yap. I'll turn it over to this brother so he can handle his business.
Welcome. We're so happy to be back and happy you're here to check us out. As always, we have a very important video for you to watch. The More Growth and Development platform, which we are building the Self Love Nation off of. But before that, we have the Self Love Show quote of the day. I have nothing to lose by standing up for my beliefs, so I'll go to jail. So what? We've been in jail for 400 years. Muhammad Ali, 1976.
Champ, the GOAT, the greatest. Can you repeat that one more time, brother?
I have nothing to lose by standing up for my beliefs. So, I'll go to jail. So what? We've been in jail for 400 years. Muhammad Ali.
Word.
Yes.
Big up Sharuka Israel. Rue.
Yes. Silverback More Growth and Development platform. Number 1, repair our nation via reparations. We demand our silver back. Number 2, to connect our breadwinners with our activists. And 3, show an accurate depiction of African American Chi-Town. 4, to shine a light on positive influence. 5, heal our community one person at a time. 6, to provide an unfiltered platform for our influencers. 7, recycle the black dollar. 8, to provide mentors for the mentorless. 9, to close the gap between us and our pink kinsmen.
We're closing the gap. Let's get that gap closed out there. Financial gap. There is no other gap.
Facts. And number 10 is to protect our women and children by any and all means necessary.
Self, I don't know if we have to do it now, but just something you can meditate on. Should be women, children, and our men. So that we can support one another.
Yeah. Okay.
In that order. Women, children, men. For without the women, well, and the men, there are no children, but I don't know. We got to work on it. we got to work on that. But, yeah, because, we seem to hang each other out to dry. Not you and I per se, but, the black community. So tonight's topic, though, not to, get off to the side, is why is, it's, we did that last week. We didn't discuss that either. So last week, 3 weeks ago?
Yeah.
We did, was it why are black women the least likely to be married in America? Yeah, that was it. Powerful show.
Very, very. Lot of information.
Big ups to Bernard, author.
Yes.
Black Thought General.
Yes.
He's not big on religion and God out there, but teach his own. Yeah.
He don't do religion or God.
Yeah. Hey, but man, we appreciate his input. It's yours as well as yours too, bro. I mean, I checked it out a couple times. Thought there was no reason to cancel our show for 2 weeks.
Absolutely not.
You know what I mean? Take the good with the bad out there. So that was last week's show. And so tonight, obviously, we're covering, is it time for the Black community to disavow the N-word? We got that lined up for you, and we're going to be there extremely shortly. But Self Love, did you see? I don't know. No, you stay pretty unplugged out there.
Yeah. Some stuff I see, it's on TikTok or something. But
Yeah, especially it's been 3 weeks. You're probably seeing everything. Yeah, but we have some in my area, Los Angeles Sheriff Department, and we just got the vote for that bastard Villanueva, whatever. He's the sheriff.
Oh wow!
Allegedly, there's a gang out here of deputies, but
yeah.
WWF though they
allegedly,
yeah, they joined the WWF out there.
What?
Yeah, big ups the Inside Edition.
Oh.
In 5 days, this video has spread across and well beyond Los Angeles, showing LASD deputies pinning a man to the ground, slamming his head.
They beat him so bad, I thought he was Mexican.
In Inglewood. That man
he looked
is
Mexican.
This man, 24-year-old Blake Anderson.
It's like every morning, every night, I'm just aching. My knee, my back, my neck, my eye.
His eye was injured in an unrelated way, but he, alongside attorneys Ben Crump and Jim DeSimone, say it has stalled
his hair didn't look that kinky when he was on the ground.
Anderson says he was working security at the Inglewood Hookah Lounge when deputies confronted him, pushed him against the wall, and shot his hands before saying why.
I don't
He's
know
a
if
security
it's a
guard.
lack of training or policy at times, because you see they can restrain themselves just fine when it comes to interactions with white citizens.
When is he going to take a
When it's
vacation?
black and brown citizens, they seem to have a pattern.
They
and
call him,
practice
or he
of
calling them. I
engaging
don't
in
know. He's
excessive
always
force.
there.
Anderson was
A lot of
medically
these
cleared
cases.
for booking after the arrest on suspicion of being a felon in possession of a firearm, felon in possession of ammunition, possession of a loaded concealed firearm, and assault on a peace officer with a firearm. The arrest itself, the sheriff's department is trying to say that you weren't supposed to be armed as somebody who had a felony. Is that true?
We don't believe it's true. We're still investigating that, but in terms of our client had a reasonable belief that he was in lawful possession of that firearm and was given that firearm to do his job.
His legal team plans to defend those
They
charges.
can't, no
and file a
defending
suit
this though.
against the department.
At
No.
all. I don't care what it is.
He was trying to murder that dude.
Technically,
Man.
to some law, that doesn't justify them coming up and mugging him like they did.
That's facts.
Yeah, I mean, you can't say to me that didn't look like WWF.
Yeah, that was crazy. That's over with, I guess.
I guess a loss of volume.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was over with anyway.
Yeah, the volume went completely out.
Yeah, so that's the sheriff's department. For LA County, that's how they roll. When I first moved out here, one of the he was blood, he's a young dude. He's like, yeah, you gotta watch the sheriffs. I was thinking it was all about LAPD and Rodney King.
Yeah.
Like, man, you gotta watch out for them deputies, boy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I saw a documentary about that. Man, they out there. They straight up gangs.
It's not surprising.
Got badges. I'm just saying, like,
You're right, but the biggest gang, the biggest gang in the city.
Shit, beefing with other departments and shit. Like,
That's how the Chicago Fire Department started, and
this shit's crazy.
And the Chicago Police Department. Yeah.
This shit's crazy.
Our elders always told us who the biggest and baddest gang in the city was.
Yeah. They taking it to a whole new level.
A whole old level.
Yeah.
Ratcheting it back up.
Right. You're right. They got certain tats, and then when they do get marks for, committing certain crimes and against the people.
Yeah, and think about all the crimes that they're cases they putting on people too.
Yeah.
Potentially, allegedly.
Allegedly.
Potentially. Yeah.
Yeah.
Tyranny? You guys think that's an abuse of power over there in the chat? Let us know. Type it in there. Give it a thumbs up if you like it, or a thumbs down if you don't think that's good for society. Smashing the guy's head in there like he thought he were on a wrestling match.
Man.
Yeah.
Might get a penalty in a wrestling match for doing that.
Facts.
He was doing it for real.
So, Self, we're going to get into it, but this topic tonight is it time for the Black community to disavow the N-word? Before we do that, we're going to get into that what if they were black or pink segment. Ooh. Big ups to Inside Edition for both. This one's Robbing the Cradle.
Ooh.
Robbing the Cradle out here. Goodness gracious.
The career of Jerry Lee Lewis, who died last week at age 87, slammed to a halt after marrying his young cousin. She's now speaking with Amber Cagliano.
No one could rock a piano like Jerry Lee Lewis. But his legacy will always be tarnished by the scandal that derailed his career when he married his 13-year-old cousin. The press had a field day denouncing 22-year-old Lewis as a baby snatcher.
When were you married? Well, we leave our personal questions out of this, sir.
And here is the rocker's child bride today, Myra Williams, now 78.
When did it go from being cousins to lovers?
It became romantic when Jerry was at our house, and he would ask me if I wanted to go somewhere, like to the Dairy Queen and get a, ice cream or something like that. And he would just be silly with me, and then he started kissing me.
The uproar over the marriage was the center of the 1989 film Great Balls of Fire, starring Dennis Quaid and Winona Ryder.
They canceled Jerry Lee's tour because of our marriage, not because of his music.
They made Jerry look like a moron and made me just look like a bubblegum chewing kid with no brain.
After 13 years of marriage and 2 children, Jerry's substance abuse took its toll, and they divorced.
How did you hear that Jerry Lee Lewis had passed away?
My daughter called me and said that her father had died.
How do you want to remember him?
Alive and playing Great Balls of Fire.
How's the daughter related in that cousin relationship?
Yeah, that's a little...
There's another layer there, isn't it?
Yeah, because, man, they're cousins and...
Big cousin and parent. Right?
Second cousin and father.
I don't know. Rest his soul.
Second cousin and mother too.
That's what I'm saying.
It's somewhere in there.
They were sitting there trying to have a serious conversation about this, and I'm sitting there watching it like, come on. You know what I mean? When did he go from being your cousin to your husband?
Right.
He never went. Never.
Romantic when he would take me to the Dairy Queen.
Yeah, but he was still your cousin. Even when you got married, he was still your cousin.
Man.
Oh.
Oh, I know the question.
What if that was Little Richard out there?
Oh.
What if that was Little Richard?
Yeah, Little Richard would have been under the prison.
And not just that, he'd still be in American lore. The black comedians would be bringing him up.
Yeah.
Every TV show, one-liner.
Man. Yeah. For your cousin? Oh, that's...
Yeah. Well, they did make a movie about it. He was scorned, so they didn't get any time. Yeah, I'm sure R. Kelly's looking at that rolling over in his cell right now. You know what I mean?
Goodness.
Let's push past that. Yeah. You guys like, share, subscribe. Tonight topic, which we're jumping on now. Is it time for the black community to disavow the N-word? We do have our dome teaser before we jump on it. Here it is. Today's riddle. A man looks at a painting in a museum and says, "Brothers and sisters, I have none. But that man's father is my son." Who was in the painting? I'll give you a hint. It's not Jerry Lee Lewis. Let's read it one more time. Rest his soul. A man looks at a painting in a museum and says, "Brothers and sisters, I have none. but that man's father is my father's son. That man's father is my father's son. Who is in the painting? You got thumbs up out there? I saw a thumbs up. Dr. Rose, this isn't her answer, but she said daddy, cousin, cousin, daddy. Yeah, I mean, that's what I'm saying. You know, and the grandparents have to be like uncles, great uncles, and great aunts, and grandparents. Yeah, but Self Love has typed it in. Let's see here. Doesn't jump out at me, but I'll keep, well, I got to let him know if he's got it right or not so he can continue working on it. Let's see here. That is not correct. I think this is Self Love's first wrong answer. Normally he won't answer, but he's never given a wrong answer. Interesting. All right, you guys. So you guys got a chance to beat Self Love at his own game here tonight. All right. So we'll give you guys the solution to that at the end of today's show. A man looks at a painting in a museum and says, brothers and sisters, I have none, but that man's father is my father's son. Who is in the painting? All right. Enough of the appetizers out there, Self Love.
Let's quench the Self-Love Nation's thirst.
That's right. Let's get it quenched out there. All right. Big ups. We don't have a promo video, but we do have something lined up here that's pretty appropriate for tonight's show. Is it time for the Black community to disavow the N-word?
What are you looking at, slave?
One day this nigga told me niggas dying and shine. I said, that's nothing new, nigga. They just started reporting it. Why? Instagram beefs with potatoes on rye. Angela still coming and Common's third eye. Nigga ignorance sometimes don't need a reply. But ain't it odd believing in niggas who ain't believing in I? This nigga told me, nigga, don't use the N-word. But when the cracker called this nigga wasn't disturbed. The nigga told me, nigga, words is just words. I'll admit, this hypocritical nigga had a nigga perturbed. So after this nigga finished putting action to verbs, me and this nigga's nigga had a few words. After I soon figured both these niggas was turds. You know the type of niggas. They probably never heard This wouldn't play the same if I was using N-word. That the term nigger was originally a beautiful word until it got bastardized by crackers and Russian Kurds. Niggas don't even know. Freedom of expression, freedom of speech. Niggas. Niggas don't even know. All right, N-words don't even know. N-words don't even know. Looks like Sharuka, Dr. Rue, put in a guess. I think she had the same guess as you did, and that.
No, that's not the guess I had.
Wait a second here. It's the man that's talking. Just make sure. Okay, we're going to go over that at the end because you. Okay. All right. All right, we're going to jump on this. So you guys know the purpose of our show. It's to put ourselves in a true light that we should be seen, and that's as foundational Black Americans, descendants of slavery, get our story out there. They're trying to keep us from doing that, which isn't surprising. We got a small platform here, but yet they keep their thumb up our bums. All right, I think I can say that. But at any rate, yeah. So we want to, give these stories directly to our progeny. Tonight's topic: is it time for the Black community to disavow the N-word? So this show will reveal. Well, first off, the N-word slur has both reflected and spread bigotry in America over the last 400 years. Thomas Jefferson, as the source of our enduring image, our being the United States, in a seminal but now obscure essay, he marshaled a welter of pseudoscience to define the stereotype of a shiftless child man with huge appetites, okay, and stunted self-control. 19th century pseudoscience then colluded with popular culture to amplify this type of slander. What began as false generalizations became institutionalized in every corner of our society. It could be argued that even when uttered with the opposite intent by hipsters and hip-hop icons, using the N-word slur helps keep N-words at the bottom of America's socioeconomic ladder. But we're also going to touch on, could there be a place for this word in the mouths and the pens of those of us who truly understand its twisted history? We can all agree that the N-word is probably the most triggering word in our society today. Only when we know the legacy of the N-word can we loosen its grip. So, Self-Love, as I bring you back, can you give me your assessment of where this word came from what you've known from elders, or your understanding of history or books or Hollywood. What's your understanding of the history of the N-word, the origin?
The origin, from what I know, is Naga, which is some god in the East, black god in China area or such. Naga, and there was also a place, the Niger River. I think that's in Africa, where dark people came from, and it was called. People were called that, by living there. I'm not exactly sure when it changed to being completely derogative.
No, that's a good place to start.
Yeah.
Niger River, does that run through Nigeria? Does that have anything to do with Nigeria, or is that just happenstance?
I don't know that Nigeria had the name Nigeria when this river was Niger.
Yeah, I wonder how Nigeria got its name. Eddie C, what's up?
Yes.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I was through.
Okay, well, this is the man's history. Doesn't make it. We've been lied to a lot out here. So you just heard Self Love's understanding. It's really interesting because my understanding before going down this journey is similar to Self's, but it was just more of a used as a descriptive term. Didn't have that negative connotation to it, kind of like more, so it'd be like if the racist people started saying, you dirty Moor, you Moor, and they depicted Moors, which, that term, the same way they use Niger or Niga, as Tori is saying. However, etymologically, the N-word, Nigger, derives from Latin, Niger, Niger. It's defined as black, dark, unlucky, which extended in late Latin to black person. Until the 18th century, Niger or Niger was synonymous with Negro. Thereafter, and until the second half of the 20th century, the term Niger was essentially a colloquial synonym for Negro. From earliest times until after the mid-20th century, the belief was prevalent, even by, quote, enlightened, end quote, people such as Charles Darwin, that non-Europeans were inferior, which encouraged disparagement of them. At some future period, not very distant as measured by centuries, the civilized races of men will almost certainly exterminate and replace the savage races throughout the world. At the same time, the anthropomorphous apes will no doubt be exterminated. Okay, this is Charles Darwin, the enlightened one. The break between man and his nearest allies will then be wider, for it will intervene between man and a more civilized state, as we may hope, even than the Caucasian and some ape as low as a baboon. instead of as noun between the Negro or Australian and the gorilla. Charles Darwin, 1871. Man, what kind of shit was he? What kind of drugs was he taking? Allegedly.
Bro, he was completely on
cocaine,
elevating his species in favorite race. Remember that?
Yeah.
Species and favorite race. That's all he was. Some pseudoscience. I would say some psychedelics or something, but no, because I don't know. I don't know what he was on to come up with this.
I mean, do you think he really believed this?
No, not wholly. I think he was planting a seed for it to grow.
Mm-hmm.
He was kin to the eugenics people, so he may have thought it was real, though. I don't know, but I know he was trying to set a standard, so I had to rewrite everything.
So, let's just say a child is reading this in history class, and before they go into all of this nonsense spewed from this idiot's mouth, they called him enlightened. Still.
Yes. And they still push his theory
in
science, not in history. They push him in science.
Oh yeah, evolution, right?
Which is.
Oh, stop it.
Yeah.
Yeah. We got to be careful. I hear you though. No, it's open for debate.
All the time.
Yeah.
Allegedly,
I don't think we were supposed to do a show on that. Let me write that down. Whenever I write these down, we seem to get suspended. Just no more, what do you call those? Promo videos for quite some time. Huh? So, yeah, quite some time. I didn't know they were so invigorating. All right, well, let's move on. Let's see. How and when, if ever, do you use the N-word? Or if you don't use it, you don't use it. We're talking about today.
Right. I tend to not use it, but sometimes it comes out.
But when it comes out, are you flabbergasted and using it in a negative way towards another black man?
It's usually, social and, more.
Oh, yeah, like my N-word.
Yeah. It's not really, not really no negative, nothing. But I choose to not use it in my music, you know what I'm saying? Like, I leave it out of that. And most of my speech, but sometimes it comes out.
Yeah. I'm much like you. I think I try to refrain from it, as I get older. But even when I was every day using it, I didn't like using it outside the circle, so to speak. I wouldn't use it at the library in Princeton. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Not only do, in my opinion, they don't have the right to say it, they don't have the right to hear me say it and use it endearingly.
Yeah, I feel you.
I tended not to try to use it around the older generation because that word inflamed them a little more, because they'd literally be walking down the street, somebody, say the N-word and spit on them and throw stuff at them and kick them. And not saying this never happened to us, it's just less frequent.
Correct.
It's more out there. So I tried to have respect, and if I came across somebody, even if they were black and they were uncomfortable with it, I don't mean somebody my peer age. Because normally they got the meals bill. F you and your feelings, and you can take that with your horse. You know what I mean? Yeah, take that horse you got off on or whatever. Yeah,
Get
exactly.
back on it and ride off into the sunset.
However, it depends, but it's really tough to intellectualize. I know my late mom never used it, and she was against it. She never really understood it. But how do I use it today? Trying to think of the last time I used it. Because, me and the wife, we don't call each other that. Maybe I'm watching something and I'll be like, that N-word's tripping. You know what I mean? I don't think I use it as much in positive situations as you. I probably use it more negatively to a certain extent.
I feel you.
You know what I mean? You hear this?
Ignorance.
You hear this N-word? Yeah.
What is this N-word talking about?
But I guess if I got with the guys, and we're all just politicking, yeah, I'm sure it can happen.
Yeah.
All right. What about you in the chat? Dr. Rue said they didn't step on the booger sugar back in the day. That's right. They didn't step on it as many times, I'm sure, allegedly. All right. Yeah. How can you say over time, has your usage of the N-word evolved over time? And do you think it's evolving as a Black nation or devolving? What's your thoughts on that? First, has your usage, has it evolved or changed over time? And then unpack how it's being used, in your opinion, in our community, or could it be that we're finally getting old?
Well, I don't really have much of a need for it, but I understand people talking to, like, so I think now it's just being used and thrown around in all situations, so you have no idea what the word actually means. And it sounds, and it's been used in music and films and all this, so it seems to invite others to use it.
Oh yeah, Quentin Tarantino got his rocks off.
Oh man, every film he made.
Yeah, I think that's the only reason he started writing, so he can use that poetic license.
Man, every movie he made.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's watered down. It's used so much by so many. And I don't know. I could do without it.
Yeah, well, I already mentioned how my usage evolved. I hear cats using it. I'm just talking about our community using the word just everywhere. But I used to hear that when I was coming up too. It's just a choice that I made. Even if I be with my circle, my guys, like, man, you know what I'm saying? Cool that out. Don't know why, as I'm analyzing it.
Probably your mom, setting that example. She didn't use it, you know what I mean? So that goes a long way. That's what I be saying. These little people have no chance because they called little N-words by their mama.
Say just saw the Wakanda joint. Okay, that's the new Black Panther. You talking about the Woman King?
No.
You went out there and saw the Woman King? I haven't seen that.
Yeah, me
either. Ace said he's probably saying the N-word in his head every other day at work.
Yeah, you know what? I will use it in a kind of a similar way that you said, if it's some ignorant mess, and it don't matter what color they are or what it is. It'd be like, look at this. Yeah. Yeah, there's anybody. It's just
like, no, this N-word didn't. You know what I'm saying?
Really ignorant.
Right. N-word,
like,
please.
What? Yeah, I will do that.
Now, how it's being used? I mean, okay, we brought up Quentin Tarantino. So we could think of negative words for groups of people. And I mean, do I have license to just write a script full of those negative words?
If you're of a certain group and you're from a certain group of people, then yeah.
Well, when I first...
You should not be able to. I agree, but...
Well, the first time I moved to LA, first time before I moved back and came back, there was some young Hispanic cats using the word, and they were asking me about it, and my response was simply, it doesn't bother me enough, you guys using that term casually, for me to want to do something about it. Me today, or even when that was, 15, 20 years ago. But maybe me at another time, or just be careful. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And they were like, why? And I said, well, okay, there are terms. What if you just saw a group of Black people, and now you and your family are walking by and they're calling each other this slur? Oh, but we don't call each other that, sir. Exactly. We call each other that. We call each other that.
Right.
You don't call us that. You don't call yourselves that. But hey.
Facts.
You know what I mean? I mean, this is probably a sad comparison, but I'm going to go there. There's another N word for members of Kappa Alpha Psi, noob, right? We call each other noobs. And I think I even asked somebody that, like, why can't I call him a noob? Because you guys aren't noobs. Why, you know what I'm saying? Why can't I call you a noob? You know what I'm trying to say. Right. Well, you guys are calling each other noobs. Why can't I call you noob? Because you're not a noob. You understand what I'm saying? And I think that kind of applies here.
Yeah, I mean, bottom line is, y'all know it's derogatory for you to use it towards us. So,
even around us.
Yeah.
Even around us, somebody can feel like you're trying them.
Yeah.
Because I don't have time to be figuring out, were you talking to me? No, I'm talking to my Asian friend here, or, my white friend here, or my... Sure you were, buddy. You know what I'm saying? So it could get weird.
Man, it is weird. So,
but we're older, because I see it, man. They're using that word like you said, like it's candy. I mean, everybody's just walking down the street saying it.
Man, boy, I be like, wow. Especially when the mother is saying it to the baby.
What a powerful word. The mother saying it to the baby. You know, I look out my window, it's always Latino cats walking down the street calling each other the N-word. I'll be like that. It's interesting. It's interesting that we do it.
Yeah.
But that just shows you the power that we have as a demographic. I'm talking about the foundationally black here in so-called America, shaping the whole world.
Facts.
From the neighborhood. Without any media, without any radio stations. You know? All right, let's roll it on. Is it time for the black community to disavow the N-word? That's tonight's topic. You guys please like, share, subscribe. Leave it here, Self, and I'll start it off. Why is the word so offensive to me? And I'll be the first to tell you, statute of limitations is run on this. I've punched people, you know, pink kids growing up. And maybe you want to call me a bully because I wouldn't go around allowing people to call me the N-word. But I've punched people, all right? You know, I think you told the story about the guy on the baseball team got a little too comfortable, got mad at the black guys.
Yep.
And shouted out the N-word.
Yep. Just mad at one of us. Like, uh-oh. Shouldn't have done that one.
I mean, the gall. It's like me being in an all-white school. Well, I guess I could see it. You know, and just calling a racial slur. Because I'm mad at one of them that had nothing to do with race.
Man. Yeah, he played a prank on him or something. Put some water on him or something as little as that.
There's a psychology. Go ahead.
Heated.
Did he turn red?
Yeah, he got extra red. I had never seen him that red.
Was there any accountability there?
Absolutely not. The coach wasn't there that day.
I mean, you guys didn't touch him up?
Oh yeah.
Oh, well, that's accountability. That's
the
all.
Coach wasn't there that day. I thought you were talking about it because of, you know.
Oh no,
school.
Street accountability. You know, yeah, it's a learning lesson. That's one of the best lessons he's learned, because that was in a safe environment where somebody wouldn't have continued the stompage. You know, and we're not promoting that here, but the word Self in that situation, and I'll start with me though. Like, why does that word invoke? And I'm asking you personally, you know, and me personally. You know, let me say this. Now it doesn't have that power over me. I mean, I'll go there, but it's more mind play, chess, not checkers. You know what I'm saying? Oh. Because to me, when they use that word, they've already lost.
Yeah, that's what you're on? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Me, it's programming. We've been taught to detest the word.
Mm-hmm.
Especially coming from other than us at period. Like
watching Roots didn't help.
Yeah, so the programming was like, yeah. Had you reacting to that. What you live and you learn.
Yeah. You live and you learn. You know, yeah, you do. You definitely live and learn. And, you know, I just had things, you know, packaged up for them. I can guarantee you, whether I punched them or later in life, punched them with my wordplay.
Oh, yeah.
I believe I was the last guy that they called, I'd start going into history. History they've never heard before. You know?
Of course.
Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. But Yeah, and the history of it, the films hurt, and then, like you said, the parenting, they're teaching us the history of it. That's all you seem to see is Dr. King walking down the street and everybody using the N-word. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Being in certain areas of Chicago, hearing the N-word.
Yeah, because another race calling you that is equivalent to calling you a B or a P.
Yeah.
That's basically what you're doing, right?
Yeah. So, but, you know, you live and you learn and be like, oh, that's what we on? Okay. Okay.
Right.
As long as I'm over here and you're over there, you're not hurting me with no words.
Oh yeah, I'd have to tell if I had some white coworkers or friends around, hey, you guys are going to leave the room because what I'm about to say to this guy, you guys will never be able to look at me the same again. And I don't want you guys to have to hear this. No, I'm not going to touch him. I've just got some things to say here, and I don't think it's fair that you guys have to hear it. All right. So let's just, I think we've covered that. All right. So you guys, Sharuka said, nope, MF, it's party time. Then she said, stupid autocorrect, nope. And it's called reckoning. Reckoning, so.
Yeah.
Reckoning.
Yeah.
You guys, listen, hear you guys, some of you guys' thoughts out there in the chat on this N-word topic. If you got any questions, phone lines are open. It's 424-900-6945. That number's what?
Troll free. Absolutely. Positively troll free.
424-900-6945. And that number's absolutely what?
Troll free. Troll free.
Trolls get a hose round here.
Yes, sir. Y'all know what the music mean. Thank y'all for being here. This is the Self Luv Show. The music's all the way down low. Is it time for the black community to disavow the N-word? And we broke down some things and theories and what his story says about it. And we've gotten into what we think and feel about it. And we're going to grow and expand in the second half. Yo, it's halftime. It's halftime. The music keep going out.
What's going on with that all of a sudden? Back in now, ain't it?
Yeah, when you talking, it's on.
Yeah, I must have to change that
preference.
Yeah.
But it's halftime.
Is there a God?
Absolutely, yes.
Have you ever seen anything supernatural or felt anything supernatural?
Yeah, I've seen some type of apparition before. But man, I used to get high a lot. You know what I mean? So
you haven't seen them since you got sober?
Nah. But listen, I don't even know if I was high that night.
Right.
But I used to smoke a lot of weed. But I remember seeing a white woman, a pale white woman with a flowy dress, but it sounds like it looks like an image that I've seen in a movie before. So maybe it's just something that, but it was in my backyard and it was moving across. My backyard had a drop off, like a ravine. So it was no way for anything to walk back there. And I actually ran to the door and looked out there. And as it was traveling this way now, look. And when I looked at it to lock eyes, before we locked eyes, I slammed the door and went back inside.
Wow.
That's, one time.
And I've seen a dark figure, like you're talking about. It's not the white figure. I've seen the dark, shadowy figure. I was high, may or may not have been, but yes, and it was just up against the wall. It wasn't like engaging with me, but it was a moment where I felt like it was getting conscious and stopping, and it was a shadow though, and it was like it was turning towards me. It was kind of weird. I was with you, Tori. That's why I was telling you the other day. I was like, man, I be seeing a lot of stuff around you.
You around me, you gonna see something, cause man, and especially now, man, I'd be like, what the? Real
There's some
talk.
weird stuff going on.
It ain't even that weird. It's just really frequency and what you can tune into, because these vehicles that we are occupying at this point in time are not us, and it's only tuned in to a certain frequency.
You got 3 who can see.
And the 5 so-called senses that they say we have. I mean, but we have more senses than that, outside of that, because everything has a dichotomy in this womb that we're in, this matrix.
So Vernon, have you ever seen a UFO?
Yeah, I saw an unidentified flying object before. I saw something that wasn't supposed to be when I was a kid. I wasn't by myself either. I was actually with my cousin, and we watched it walking from my house to her house, and we looked in the air. It was weird. It wasn't
nighttime?
Dusk.
Okay.
Turning dark. But it was a disc, but it was a disc. I'm going to ask her about it today too. It was a disc and it had fire, literally fire coming out of maybe 8 portals going around it like that. And I was just like, is this Gamron or something? Or one of these, one of these monster shows, sci-fi shows or something. It was weird. I remember it. I don't know what it was. A lot of times we think because it's unidentified, we think that it's something otherworldly. And this folks here in this world, we got some stuff that'll make you think you in Star Wars. But I did see the movie called The Island of Dr. Moreau back in the day. And I saw when they were mixing human beings with different animals, and they had an island of these different types of animals. And I was like, if they could do that and think about doing that, they could probably do a whole bunch of things. And that might come from some other life form teaching people how to do certain things that lead to some type of other type of entity. I believe in God. Do I believe that I can't limit him? I believe in him, so therefore he can create life wherever he wants, some other type of life that we've never even seen before,
Yes.
I got to give it to him.
Yes.
Did man walk on the moon during the Apollo? Did human do the moonwalk on the moon during the Apollo program?
No. No. Listen, I can't listen. Right now they're sending pictures from Mars, right? In color. I can't even keep a phone signal. If I call you on the phone, please, my phone gonna break up.
Hey bros, what's going on? This is Cotton. Be sure to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, because subscribing makes you feel good.
Do you still have them?
Got mine.
I'll go, I'ma give it all and I won't Yeah.
I'ma show the world what they don't
For
know.
sure.
I'ma be the one. I'ma be the one when I'm done.
Ain't lying, y'all.
Higher. If I made it this far, I'll go higher. If I made it this far, I can make it anywhere. If I made it this far,
Wild hundreds, man. Yo, high like I smoked up.
Back.
That good shit. Any projects is
Self
what
Luv
found
Show.
on that hood shit.
Back
Man,
in
I just
action.
it's like those that don't live like hating cause I came up and a nigga did right.
How's that volume?
Food in the house, know what that
It's
feels
much better,
like.
but it's high. Okay. Is it time for the black community to disavow the N-word? Interesting perspective. We've been growing the conversation, and first half had a lot of interesting comments, and now we're going to expand the conversation. Yes, sir. Y'all know
I'ma
how
show the
it
world
is,
what
baby.
they don't know. I'ma be the one. Big ups, Trifo.
Yes, sir. Trifo.
Man, it's crazy. All right, y'all. Phone lines are open. 424-900-6945. Any questions? Comments? Are you an N-word? Yes or no? Hey, chat. Are you an N-word? A Y for yes, put an N for yes, and a no for no. Yeah. Big ups to Trife, though.
Huge ups to Trife.
All right, so so we're gonna jump into second half. Self love covered what the topic is. We back at it. It's that word right there, the N word, and that's what we on. All right, so second half of the show. Let's kick it off. All right, so we talked about Quentin Tarantino ramming the usage of the N-word. I want you to juxtapose this with rap lyrics. You know, recently, Kanye has gotten the whole media cycle in an uproar over people's feelings being hurt and fear. So why do you think this is allowed? Is it because we allow it? But why do you think it's allowed?
Because some of the people that are over this situation that's up in the outroar, they control many of the industries that profit offer our culture, and they're in charge of them, and they've made it to be a crime against God to mention them in the
You're talking about the untouchables?
Yeah. You know, I mean,
the untouchables.
Yeah.
The untouchables, yeah. Well, you said that you try or you don't use that word in your poetry or in your rap, in your hip hop. There was a time when it wasn't necessarily used like that. I know NWA took it to another level.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah, just it's conscious effort to not. I mean, you know, freestyling is one thing, but you know, written.
Yeah.
Because it can end up in some freestyles because of the rhythm of the word, how it can fit with other words. So.
Yeah, it's a powerful word. Do you think it loses its power the more it's used, or you think it gains power?
The usage is so all over the place, I think it loses power. I think that's what has dispelled the word, where everybody think it's okay to use it and it's not no issue, and you know, ain't no furniture moving because somebody used it. It's just all over the place because this can be used, you know, very negatively or highly loving or whatever amongst us or whatever, and then all over the place. All over the place.
What a word.
Yeah, it has a control of a lot of people's minds.
Yeah, because, you know, I've had the word used on me by black people in a negative fashion.
Yes, absolutely.
You know, it's not always this enduring.
Right.
And it seems like it'll make it easy to come up on a lick when you're saying, let's get that N-word, as opposed to let's get that black man or that king or that African or that brother, right? Shoot that N-word. Seems like it's easier to accomplish a goal than shoot that king, that brother.
They only look at their group as a king. Everybody else is peasants, so they don't see anybody outside their group as the same, even amongst us, because, you know what I mean, they be the same, under the same banner, and do that same shit to each other. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you mean. And here's a hard question. Dr. Rue said, no, she's not an N-word. The word itself, lost my train of thought. It'll come back. All right. Yeah, okay. So I was talking about why we're discussing why it's allowed in Hollywood or, you know, movies. Roots use it a lot. Django used it. Pulp Fiction. I mean, we can go on and on.
All the dude's movies. All of his movies.
Yeah. Classical movies. But my question is, why do we use it? Like, I don't hear any other, quote, racist, end quote, you know, cultures calling themselves derogatory terms and saying that it's empowerment.
Well, like I said, it's all programming, and that's why it's all over the place. It's programmed in the music, it's programmed all through everything.
Mm-hmm.
And in the movies, it's straight up just programmed, that word.
Cartoons, I mean, you can't get away. I'm talking about adult cartoons. You can't get away from
it. Yeah, to me, it's watering it down, like I said before.
Well, here's one, because I know Richard Pryor took the N-word mainstream. He took it mainstream. You know, it used to be used on the club scene. Say what?
I said, and then he stopped saying it.
Yeah. After he set himself on fire?
He said he went to Africa.
Was that after he set himself on fire?
I'm not sure. But probably.
Rest his soul.
Yes.
Why do you feel like so many amongst these other races use the word or has such a desire to use it?
Because it's so much in the media. Like, every media uses that word. Like, music, all forms of music, all forms of film. Like I said, it's everywhere because it's being used as a double entendre, because right now it could mean this or it could mean this, and and then you can use it in two different sentences and have it mean a different meaning in each sentence.
Have you heard any female alternate races using the word? I don't hear that too much. Like when they use it, it's usually divisive.
Oh yeah, it's very divisive. Yeah, I've seen some situations on TikTok, and they get that justice.
Oh, they do.
They get that immediate justice most times when they pull it.
But I mean, in everyday world, I don't like. I've heard other males using it, different races. I don't think I ever heard like a group of white girls or Hispanic girls going down the street calling themselves the N-word, or Asian girls.
I don't know. I've definitely not seen that.
Yeah,
Chicago. I don't even see that demographic hardly. Those demographics. I'm not really around them all the time. So
yeah. So go ahead, bro.
The melanated people, I hear it all day, every day, and 6 times on Sunday. Man.
So they want to use it because it's cool or because it's taboo?
I mean, it ain't even, like I said, it's lost its power. Everything and everybody's an N-word. You know what I mean?
But Dr. Rue isn't.
Right. We talking about how it's used now. Like, you know what I mean? Not how we use it, because we don't use it like that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's good, bad, and ugly. They could all in, like I said, you could have a paragraph and you could use it in every sentence, and it could mean something different in every one of them sentences.
Yeah. Well, I was going with the fact that since I don't tend to hear females using it, it seems to me like there's a macho factor or I mean other races. I hear our women using it, but
right.
There's I don't know.
When other races use it, it's a completely negative.
But when they're calling each other that, it's not always negative.
Right. And them calling each other that I don't experience that part. So.
But you're saying it's no way they could say that in an endearing fashion.
No, not to us.
Yeah. Well, to our generation, I think.
Right.
These last generations behind us, I think it's okay. It's all good, baby.
That's why I said it's lost its power. It's what I mean. It's watered down. Everybody's the N-word. Everybody can use it at any time, and it's all right for the most part until you run into the wrong one. When you run into the wrong one, God help
you. One on the right day. Yeah.
God help
you. Yeah. What's that word they were using? Reckoning. Reap it. So we got the eradicationists. They're a group of N-word eradicationists. Bill Cosby wasn't big on the N-word. I don't know about the P word. But, so what's that?
He definitely wasn't big on the N-word. That's for sure.
So eradicationists, such as Bill Cosby, request a full ban of the N-word. Would this not be airbrushing or attempting to whitewash the history of the word?
What, just banning it or eradicating it?
Writing it out of history.
I mean, writing it out of history that's definitely whitewashing. You can't write it out of history. I mean, you have to. History is supposed to be what actually happened, not his story. No, that's some other thing. And it needs to be an accurate accounting of what took place. So, can't take it out. You need the good, the bad, and the ugly. I mean, how do you not repeat the same process if you don't have all the information?
And, you know, one thing I've never heard in this conversation or discussion, even if you ban the word, they'll come up with something different.
People are still going to use it.
Well, yeah, and they could easily come up with something different.
Yeah. Well, they have. They've changed us from we were indigenous, and then we became American Indians, and then we became colored and Negroes and mulattoes and all kinds of things. And
African American.
Yeah. Afro-American first and then African American. So they've changed our identity, like, to remove us from this land and call us whatever they want to call us. So that's, can't whitewash it.
Yeah, because, you know, you have many people, I think in that movie with Jackie Chan and Chris Tucker, Rush Hour, and he's like, my nigga, Jackie Chan saw him greeting one of his homies, and then Jackie Chan pulled it, and everybody, it went up. It went up. So, yeah, there definitely has to be an education.
Yes.
You know, because you can easily tell some international tourists walk up to Mike Tyson and call him a stupid N-word. Yeah, it's a term of endearment.
Yeah, you might not work out too good for you out there.
So, as we go to the $1 million question, should the N-word be banned by black people? Should we be eradicationists? Should we be policing the usage of the N-word and stamping it out? I've seen people doing this, the different caucuses, you know, they're moving for this and that, Congress, writing bills, etc. Exploratory committees.
I think there should be free speech. And I think people should be able to say what they want as long as they're not talking about inciting people to physically harm people. Without
at least you know where they stand.
Yes. Without free speech, then it's a whole issue with the whole point of this country.
Yeah, it's a slippery slope.
Man, completely. And I hate that all of these characters come on every day talking about democracy. They keep saying democracy. That's egging my soul. Because they know damn well this ain't no democracy. The democracy does not appear a single time in the Constitution. And it's the ignorance that is promoted by this whole situation. It's a republic, not a democracy. And I wish they'd cut it out. Cut the crap, cut the check. Reparations now.
Yeah, it's definitely a republic. Even in the Pledge of Allegiance, that's clearly there. And to the republic for which it stands.
Yes.
And a republic is sovereign states, united in times of war and things of this nature. Not a big federal government.
Yeah, this fallacy that they got going on.
Yeah. 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 Save the democracy.
Even the states are a fallacy. They've
Oh,
formed,
yeah. They've
formed
become
their whole
Oh, yeah.
corporation under the situation
Oh, yeah.
to be involved with the bigger corporation. And
Yeah, you know, the states have their own banks and stuff.
yeah. Crapulous behavior.
And theoretically, if we were a true republic, each state should be producing its own currency.
Yeah, or agree. You can agree on shared currency, but it shouldn't be some foreign entities. It shouldn't be a private bank's currency. That's for damn sure.
I mean, you can't agree to the currency. You know, it'd be nice if you had, you know, Cali dollars, Illinois dollars. Of course, you had your American dollar that was more universal when you're traveling across state. But, you know, you have your own money, depending on where you live and how that economy is functioning. You know, it's in a vacuum in itself. And, you know what I mean? Now, so you say you're all down, you're a free speaker, you're not a eradicationist.
Yeah.
I'll say on this topic, I don't think the word should be banned. I'm talking specifically in the Black community. I could care less if they ban the word nationally, internationally, even though I'm a free speaker. But me personally, if I were in control, I would ban the public usage of such a term. You know, if you're inside your barrio or your projects or on your block, in your home, with the guys, around the guys, you know, have at it. But there's a lot of people who have very strong feelings about this word. I'm talking Black people. You know, I remember I was a kid and used that word around one of my buddy's parents. She damn near put me out the house. You know. So, ban it. Stop fanning it. I wouldn't ban it, but stop fanning the word. Stop monopolizing and making money off of it. It's become old hat, in my opinion. It's become old hat.
Agreed. It's all over the place. Like I said, good, bad, ugly, everything in between.
Yeah. I mean, you know, it's a family unit first, and it's your tribe. And, you know, if you're raising your child not to use it in the house, you don't want to hear it. You know, I can imagine if your son is like, my nigga, I'm your daddy, I ain't your nigga. You know what I mean? Like, but they've been watching, you know, you talk to your brother, and yeah, it's an interesting word, man.
And environment is key on this word, because shit, if your environment doesn't use the word, then more than likely, you know, it's not pumped into these children while they're in theta. You know, straight program them with it. You know, they have to make a conscious choice and effort to not use it. It's an everyday, very common word.
It's kind of court gestury, bro. You know, Chris Rock did his black folks and his N-word skit.
Yeah.
You know, Eddie Murphy used it a lot. You know, Richard Pryor did. I don't know, Red Fox. But I think there's some people who get off on hearing us refer to each other like that. But if your history of the word is correct, then it would actually be a compliment.
Yeah.
You wouldn't be able to use it negatively, even if it was intended negatively.
Well, that's why your video Ode to the Pros so eloquently stated what it was that before it got bastardized.
Yeah, certain people start using it that way.
Yeah, and became the way. It was the tone and the energy behind it.
I see your point. Again, even if we were in chattel slavery and they're just, you know, whipping us like beasts of burdens and saying, come on, Moors, come on, Moors. I see your point.
Yeah.
It evolved into something.
Yeah. And we so far removed from the God that it's not a compliment.
If the etymology of that word is right, subconsciously, it is, though.
It is. Yeah, right.
You know what I mean? I remember I was telling you about the other N word, and you said it doesn't bother me when outsiders call me that, even though they were using it negatively.
Yeah.
Because you know the etymology of the word.
Yeah.
That's interesting. All right, man, you got any final thoughts on this topic? Or are you going to save it for your
Yep.
final words out there? Yeah, I just say, man, to our community, do what you do. You know, I don't want to say try to have class, but some dignity, some grace out there. But at the same time, enjoy life and do you. Because at the end of the day, who cares what these people think about us? But what should matter is what we think about one another. And so that's all I had. So I'm going to go into the riddle. Dr. Rule and Self Love, listen to what the riddle's asking for and see if you want to reword your response. A man looks at a painting in a museum and says, brothers and sisters, I have none, but that man's father is my father's son. Who is in the painting? Who is in the painting is what we want to know. And Self Love said, it's the man that's talking is in the painting. So he's saying it's a portrait of the speaker. Dr. Rue said that it's a picture of the speaker's dad. We don't have any late. It's a picture of the speaker's dad. The man's son is the key to the riddle.
Yeah.
That's the speaker's.
No.
The father's son. Not the man's son. The father's son.
No, well, the speaker's son is in the picture. I'm giving you the key. Okay, so the answer is the man's son. That's the key. So here's the riddle again. So the response is the man's son. A man looks at a painting in a museum and says, brothers and sisters, I have none. He's an only child. Brothers and sisters, I have none. But that man's father, the man in the picture,
Yes.
that man's father is my father's son.
Yes.
Who is in the painting?
The man is talking. It has to be. My father. It's my man's father. That my father's son.
You're right.
I have no brothers and sisters.
No, you're right. I think they get the man's son.
It's confusing, but it's saying the same thing.
That man's son. So if I'm looking at my son in the portrait and I say, my son's father, let's see.
Brothers
I'm looking
and sisters,
at my,
I have none.
Right.
But that man's in the photos father is my father's son.
But that man's father, which would be me, is my father's son. Right. Which would be me.
Yes.
So he's looking at the man's son, and your response is?
He's looking at himself in the photo.
No, he's looking at his son in the photo. I get it now. He has no brothers and sisters. But, okay, so imagine if it's Yuri in the picture, and you're looking at the picture, and you're saying Yuri's father is my father's son? That don't make sense.
That's why it's me. That's why it's me. My father's son is in the picture, which is me.
Yeah, yeah, you're right. I think they actually had the key wrong, the way it was written. I think you're 100% right. It's a picture of his dad. So Self Love is right. I mean, I copy and paste these responses, but you're right.
Yeah.
That's the only answer.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Look at that. Wow. But look at that. Squirt. I always want to be on TV.
She said, we back.
Yeah. She knows about that time. So, all right. So we did the riddle. We'll get at you guys with next week's show. All right. There won't be a promo video for at least a long time.
Not a long time, just, a while.
Yeah, for quite some time. Yeah, for a while. Yeah, Mouthpiece included. We do politics. There's been a lot of sports politics over the last 2-3 weeks. So we're covering the curious case of Kyrie Irving. Is the persecution justified?
Make sure y'all tune in, because that's going to be something else.
Well, I wish we could have got on it 2 weeks ago or whatever, because, now the national pundits are coming around. They're getting that heat from the black community, They don't understand that those other people they work with, they get to go home and be around their families and get pat on the back. You got to show up to Thanksgiving dinner with everybody looking at you like you're just suspect. You know what I mean? So, and you know, a lot of us will tell you, your uncles, your aunts, your cousins, they gonna tell you, boy. They gonna tell
calling people idiots and all of that.
Yeah. Yeah, man. And none of them read the documentary, watched the documentary or read the book. They're just going off of hearsay.
Well, they're doing their job, what they're paid to do.
Paid to be idiots, huh?
Well, I mean, hey, they get up there and say what they told to say. You know, they don't deviate too much from the
as long as they get that bag.
You know who didn't say anything about it on the panel?
Who?
Ernie.
Who?
Ernie. The EJ, the guy that guy that's different from the other people.
On TNT.
Yeah, on TNT. Yeah, my bad.
Well, Shaq put his big crumply foot in his mouth.
Yeah, both of them guys
calling dudes stupid, and Shaq
idiot. Called him an idiot.
Yeah, but Shaq's one of his movie theaters premiered the damn documentary in 2018 at his Harlem spot. Talk about an idiot. And they're gonna cancel him. He shared it. Hell. Would you say he shared it? Would you say he endorsed it?
I'd say he promoted it. That's what I'd say.
You know what I mean?
He promoted it. That was promotion for real. Like, come in and see it.
Hate speech. So next week, y'all get in at 8 p.m. Chicago time. We're going to have a great topic lined up for you. We're working hard over here. Like, share, subscribe. And then tomorrow at 9 p.m. Central, we're going to do Kyrie. Is the persecution justified and other hot political topics, that's sports and politics. If you show up, don't forget to
bring your mouthpiece. TATN.
All right, so enough of my yapping. Man, I made some good chicken stew tonight. All right, but I'm gonna turn it over to this brother to my right for my personal favorite part of the whole shebang. And that's Wordsmith's final words out there.
When I think about the N-word, it goes from powerful to absurd. Idiocy to perturb. I think how I used to react and the power it held over me way back. And now the power it lacks. Nothing to cause a collapse. 'Cause to me the word means ignorance.
He's so ignorant.
Comes in every creed and color.
Colors.
From great grandmother all the way down to the little bitty baby. We need to proceed and give everybody in our community what they need to succeed. Man, we gotta figure out how to stop this government from feeding on our souls. It's
out of control.
Government cheese.
And I know y'all know what I mean. Feel it. And we gotta get a new set of politicians, because these ones that's out now, they're against us. They service the self, not for the people. They don't care that we elected them there. They do not feel that we are equal. That's how they can have better health care than we ever will. How dare our employees treat us with less. Like N-words at its best. I wonder how long we're gonna let them test our resolve. Because all these problems will be solved when we decide to end it the way it's been going. The system is set up for them to win and us to be N-words. So absurd. Gets me perturbed. Words.
N-words. N-words. N-words to Hebrews. I ordered the book. It's Amazon's #1 bestseller, and the movie's #1 too. They made that brother rich.
Yeah. And the Amazon, you know.
Oh yeah. I think the video was like $7. I decided I was going to read the book first, you know, because you want to hide something from an N-word, put it in a book. That was what Kyrie said in one of his statements. Of course, I had heard that before, so I decided to go ahead and, you know, absorb the information. I'll say this. I've had multiple people that I know personally and on the internet, they claim they've reviewed the entire video and didn't see like what everybody was talking about.
Well, of course they didn't.
So you're not suggesting that these people just allegedly lied about the whole thing? No, of course you're not suggesting that.
Yeah. No, I'm not alleging any of that. But I am alleging that there, you know, probably was not. I mean, if they said something about the Holocaust didn't happen or whatever, then that might have been very small snippet out of the whole film. And
it's a documentary, and he's presenting information.
Right, and there's not the only documentary or anything that's ever
right. And he's presenting. Well, he's just presenting information.
Right.
And citing his sources.
Right.
He didn't come out and say. See, that's what's getting weird.
Well, that's the documentary, the whole documentary.
Right.
Kyrie didn't say anything. He just put up
nothing.
He just put up a link.
Just put a link.
So it's completely pathetic and
that SOB reporter, I haven't seen him on TV since. That Kyrie was like, man, you're just trying to make a name for yourself again.
Yeah.
Very unprofessional how he carried on. He should lose his press pass.
Well, I mean, you know, he's one of them people.
Yeah, you're not here for this. I mean, if I own the team.
Right.
You know, my players aren't here to be talking about this and have you go back and forth. But one thing we got to learn, self-love and I, we're going to show you shortly. I mean, don't answer questions and question everything. Next question, no comment. Next question, no comment. Next question, no comment. You know, because when you go back and forth with a fool, the fool wins.
Yeah, you don't know who the fool is.
Right.
If you're outside looking in, you'd be like, wait a minute, who's the...
Right. And the fool knows it. Fools pulled that before.
Yeah, they're fools.
All right, so we back, y'all. We back. We'll let y'all go.
Do you think you are the one?
Honestly, I don't know.
I'm the one.
You know what that means? It's Latin. Means know thyself.
Thanks. Bullets are boomerangs.
Stand your ground.
Murder. Suicide.
Yeah. An eye for an eye.
Silence is violence.
You see something, say something.
F12, 12, 12, Wale. Slave theory. Greed plus ego over fear. Well, that's slavery.
Charity plus humility times love is freedom.
Do not, under any circumstances, for any reason, no matter what you've been told, don't answer questions, man.
Man, and whatever information you get from wherever you get it, question everything.
And everybody. Fear is an illusion.
Vibrate love.
Forgiveness is the highest love vibration.
So, do something charitable for a so-called enemy and end the beast.
I once heard healthy people heal bad people.
Man, because hurt people will for sure hurt people.
Hey, free the old man. Free Larry Hoover, man.
Free Chief Malik Jeff Ford.
While you at it, free all them guys, man.
Yeah, man, because prison is slavery.
Facts. Prison is definitely like slavery. Hey, be like St. Pedro. Keep your eyes on your hoochie. And walk on top of H2O.
Word. Move mountains.
How you supposed to move a mountain, bro?
Bro, that there, all we need is the faith of a mustard seed. And we got way more than that.
Word?
Right out the way.
Even the N-word to move a mountain?
Yeah, that's what the gods give us the ability to do. With the God.
Yes, sir. Know y'all self.
I'm gonna let you in on a little secret. Being the one is just like being in love. No one can tell you you're in love, you just know it. Through and through. Balls to bones.
Get your balls out there. Still got them?
I got mine.
Small loves to YouTube. Thanks for the support. Like, share, subscribe. Be blessed out here. Walk on water.